Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for May 25th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed up today. We are currently looking for it to move potentially as high as 95.89. Excuse me, potentially as low as 93.63. Look for some resistance around 95.10 and look for some support around 94.40. Now, switching over to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair formed an inside bar today. Definitely looking for it to move to break out. This inside bar was also somewhat of a doji bar, so we have two reasons to look for a pullback or a breakout, a strong breakout to the upside. Currently, we're looking for this to potentially move as high as 141.50, possibly as low as 138.56. Look for some resistance around 140.50 and look for some support around 139.55. Now, switching over to the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair closed down for the session, formed an inside bar, definitely a doji bar. We could definitely see a breakout or a strong move to the downside during this next session, so keep an eye on this particular pair. Now we're looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 160.68. Look for a downside to 1.5697. Look for some resistance around 159.50 and look for some support around 158.30 in this particular pair. Now switching to the US Swiss, this particular pair moved lower today, formed an inside bar. Closed lower, definitely has a bias to the downside and is moving down. If we get a pullback, it could start moving sideways, but definitely look for it to move lower. We have a potential for it to move as high as 1.0900 and possibly as low as 10750. Look for some resistance at 10870 and look for some support around 1.0800 level. Now, as far as news announcements go, we're looking at the U.S. consumer confidence for May being released at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is it has moved higher from 39.2 to 42, which would be really good news for the U.S. dollar. Now, as far as what I'm looking at during this next session, we talked a little bit about the possible breakout of the pound US dollar pair due to the doji inside bar, but look at the euro pound. This particular pair formed a doji today or during this last session, and the session before it was also an inside bar. So we have two inside bars back to back. The probability of those of having a good breakout from a double inside bar is pretty high, so look for a breakout above the high of this bar and below the low of this bar. If we get a breakout above the high, definitely keep in mind some of the previous resistance points that we've hit. We have resistance here, past support that could be future resistance. To the downside, we definitely, if we get a break to the downside, we definitely have some areas of support that could be hit and basically look for a target at these points. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.